Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 25th. This week, you start with the Seven of Spades. Seven of Spades is about looking, what I'm getting is not a typical message for you this week either. I think you get a lot of, unusual messages from me in a lot of ways, but the Seven of Spades is about looking at maybe things that are wrong with you that you don't want to look at a lot of the times. Like a lot of times, Seven of Spades can come up as well, like maybe where it's like you maybe need to start a new health routine, maybe you need to lose weight or something like that, and you don't really want to look at it, and then something happens, you have to go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you gotta lose weight. So that's just an example. So it can be you needing to look at something that you don't want to look at in a lot of ways. I know it's not that great of a message, but of course, like I say, we always end up way better off when we look at these things. On the other hand, it can also be like something very similar where it's like you're worried about something, you're worried about the outcome of something, like maybe you need to go to the doctor and you're afraid you might have to have surgery or something like that, but you go to the doctor and it's always like so much smaller than you thought. So it's kind of like a card of also having it be that the truth is much easier than you thought it was going to be. So it's about Seven of Spades is internal fears. It's internal fears that don't exist. So it's about not allowing those fears to control your life. Next, you have the Two of Spades, which can represent a breakup or separating away from something. So mostly it's just like separating away from beliefs. So again, I think it ties into that Seven of Spades where you're just separating away from like a belief or a thought pattern or something along those lines. And it can also represent a time where you maybe need to balance out two sides, which is perfect for you, Libra, of course. So you might have maybe you have two friends that are fighting, or, your parents don't get along with your boyfriend, or your parents don't like your wife, or whatever, right? And this is you trying to create the balance between those two things, trying to figure out how you can find some common ground. And a lot of you might have to be kind of like that, have to be that mediator this week in a lot of ways. Next, you have the Four of Spades, which is all about examining structure. I would say these spades cards, people always ask me, are spades negative, like kind of like the swords cards in the tarot? And I always say, no, not necessarily. They have a positive and a negative side, really. And but the Four of Spades is all about looking at structure of things and looking at where you are weak. So again, this message of maybe needing to look at some things that you don't necessarily want to look at, but it's like if you look at it, you take care of it, then it's gone, and you're much more successful because of it. So this is all about looking at structure in your life and looking at where the structure is. It can even be looking at your finances. Maybe you don't want to look at your finances because it's like you don't have any finances, but this is you looking at them and being like, okay, how can I get more? How can I make more? And it's interesting because you have the King of Diamonds coming up next. King of Diamonds, very successful with money, more money coming to you, stepping up, being a leader, kind of filling in those cracks and filling in those areas where maybe you're not so strong, where you could build up some strength in your life, whether that's your finances, your love life, your business life, your spiritual life, wherever you can fill those things in. This is you becoming a leader and really stepping up. So it's like the transformation. Again, these spades cards here are transformative cards. They're all about transformation. So the transformation here is enormous, and it could be something much better than you've experienced before. On a side note, this can also be a boss coming to you offering you advice. So if your boss or a leader or somebody you consider to be like a mentor or something comes to you with advice this week, it would be advice well taken under this card. And finally, you have the Ten of Diamonds, which is, suggests a very positive money week for you and great things coming in. Even if you don't have a job, if you're looking for a job, this could be a job coming in for you, starting a job, or it could be you maybe selling something to make some money. But the Ten of Diamonds is always like financial changes for the better finances coming to you. So really happy to see that as well. But looks like a great week, even though, like I said, there might be this little bit of needing to look at something you don't want to look at. But I think what's on the other side of that is something very special and really nice. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.